tap in and go to work and just let them know, hey, you talking, but you ain't with me. They ain't doing what you're doing. You know, I'm serious like that, man.
Are you ready to take CDO training is more than just a driving school? We're your partner in achieving financial independence. Overcoming test anxiety, struggling with self-doubt? We're here to help. Our expert instructors provide personalized support to guide you through the entire process. With flexible hours and online courses, we'll get in as little as 3 months. It's time to turn your passion into a rewarding career. All-in CDO training, the future of commercial driving.
He ain't never slumber, never put him to the test. He be reigning king forever, resurrected after death. All praise to God, brother, say it with your chest. Say it with your chest, all praise to the one.
Yes, sir.
Test 1 2 1 2. Good evening, my peopleization. It is the 5th day of August. Man, my time is running out. Summertime is running out. I officially have a week left of summer. Oh boy. It is almost time for a new school year of reps with the ones. So you can be happy that it has an opportunity, but you also have to keep in mind of the sabotage that could be in place. I hate to say it. It's a possibility. He only has 3 days to prepare with his ones. With mysterious injuries, he's now thrusted into the first position, the QB1 spot for a real NFL game. Mind you, it is preseason, but it is still live football, where he has to be efficient. He has to know the details and expectations of the ones. Now, he might not see the ones more than 3 series, and then they're going to probably bring in the 2s, and he'll play with the guys he's been playing with all camp. But having that offensive line be the ones is a good thing. He'll have the protection that he needs. This could be a very good thing for Sha'Carri, because guess what? It's on television. The NFL Network. It'll be the Browns versus the Panthers with T-Mac, Bryce Young, Trinity Lee All-Americans on the Panthers, and you'll have a bunch of fan favorites on the Panthers. Xavier Legette. The Browns have, Myles Garrett and a bunch of superstars too. But Sha'Carri is the hot ticket. So I'll be watching. I'm sure Coach Prime will be watching his boy get his feet wet. I just hope that it's not sabotage, because I played for the Arizona Cardinals back in the late 90s, and I saw something like this happen right before my eyes, where Aeneas Williams decided he was not going to play. Ty Howard could not go. He was a 3rd round draft pick in front of me. And the veteran Tito Paul was not going to play. So it was just Tom Knight, 1st round draft pick out of Iowa. And then it was me, rookie free agent out of UCLA, at the left corner, and Tom Knight at the right corner. Tito Paul and Aeneas Williams were our starters. They weren't playing. We were playing against the Chicago Bears, and they had their starters in the game. So I had to guard Curtis Conway and a bunch of other guys who play on Sundays for a living. We didn't get very many ones reps, but on defense, you don't necessarily need the same rhythm and preparation as an offensive guy. But when you're thrown into hot water, you're thrown into the deep end, you got to put up or shut up. I had a great first half. I had a couple of PBUs. I broke up a touchdown fade. So I go into halftime feeling good. I felt like I was one of the ones. I felt like I was making the team. This is our third preseason game where they finally start making those cuts. And I had a pretty good first half. I had veterans coming up to me saying, "Keep it up, Rook. You're doing good. You're holding your own." Third quarter comes around, man. And I had a guard. I forgot the guy's name, but he was from Penn State. He was nice. And in the slot, if you don't have a lot of slot experience, you take away the inside, of course. But if you don't get a piece at the catch point, about the 4.5 mark, because you're at the slot, you don't necessarily want to press hard if they're off the ball. You want to play a technique that will give your feet a chance to get lined up with his technique, and you shoot your arm once he designates an inside or outside cut. And he gave me a little wiggle, gave me a little zero, opened the legs. He and I tried to stab him with my right arm, and he was already too far away from me, so I was in chase immediately. And then I get down the hash mark, and I got closer to him. I don't think he was that much faster than me, so I was able to catch up to him. But I made a mistake and looked over my inside shoulder instead of looking like through the receiver and over my outside shoulder, where I would pin him with my right arm and find the ball as I felt him. I saw him looking for the ball, so I looked up and I looked for the ball as well, and I misjudged it, and all I could do was tackle him at that point. If I had looked the other way, I probably would have made that play, and I probably wouldn't have got cut, because that was a big play. It was 3rd and 12 or something like that, and they motioned 2 guys out and left me one-on-one in the slot versus a number 1 receiver, or probably receiver 2. It wasn't Curtis Conway per se, it was another guy. It was tough because you're thrown in the fire. Not that I hadn't been against top-notch level talent. We had Camp versus the Vikings going against Randy Moss and Chris Carter. It was an experience in itself, going against the Atlanta Falcons with Andre Rison, a couple other guys they had, going against the Cowboys, going against Michael Irvin, Niners going against T.O. All these guys are so super tough and strong, and you get thrown in the fire in preseason. They don't care if you were not drafted. You get in the game, you make plays. I made some plays versus the Rams, bought myself some more time, but that game against the Bears, that was my last straw with them, because they had to move on, and they had 2 draft picks in front of me, so it was tough. But the preseason is an opportunity, so Sha'Carri has a chance. If Sha'Carri plays well, he don't have to burn up the world and throw for 300 yards. He has to throw for 150, protect the football, get up and down the field a few times, and hand the ball off, or hand the quarterback job off to the other guy they brought in, emergency quarterback. I forgot the kid's name, but the kid from the Ravens that was backing up Lamar Jackson. So Sha'Carri's on this Friday, man. Pop, what's up, man? Hey, I've been meaning to get over there to check you guys out. Who's over there? You over there, and Jimmy G retired, right? So Ezra's over there. I'm definitely gonna come to a game, Pop. I'm definitely coming to a game. I wanted to come to see y'all practice, but I can't tell if y'all gonna be on the field or what. You guys are in the weight room half the time when I looked at your schedule. So a game, definitely. You guys should have a game this month if my calendar is correct. Most teams are getting ready for their first game. I saw girls flag football plays next week. If football season is here, baby, and I can't wait. But that being said, Micah Parsons for the Cowboys. I think it's safe to say he's the most, I'm not going to say the best, probably one of the most recognizable and electric and explosive defensive end edge rushers in the NFL. I want to say young, the kid's name from the Rams, Jared Verse. is right there with Micah Parsons as far as the next level, the next guy that's just going to dominate the NFL like Myles Garrett has done for the last 5 years. Micah Parsons said he wants to be traded, doesn't want to be in Cowboy land anymore, which is his way of telling Jerry Jones, the owner, that I'm willing to go if you don't want to pay me what I'm worth. The problem with that is, and if you're watching on Facebook, please hit the hearts, hit the likes, press like, comment. If you're on YouTube, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a show. Micah Parsons wants $200 million. That changes everything. He wants $200 million for a non-quarterback. $200 million is crazy. However, that number came out of somewhere. So you imagine Myles Garrett has been the prototype, and he just got a 4-year, $160 million contract. And we're not counting nobody's pockets. This is just a going rate for defensive end edge rushers who destroy the game, or you have to have blockers and chippers and schemes that go against this one player who destroys offenses. And that's what Micah Parsons is. Jamar Chase, or wide receivers, getting 4 years, $161. So Micah Parsons wants to become the most paid non-quarterback in the game. The highest paid non-quarterback in the game. That's what he wants. Jerry Jones does not want to do that, and I can't really blame him. But if you take away Micah Parsons from the Cowboys, I think the Cowboy Nation is going to be reeling, is going to be mad, not going to be happy, because he does take away a major piece. And y'all got my Eagles first week. Micah Parsons is not there. Oh, we're going to have a field day. We're just going to run the ball right where he's not. If he's not there, whoever his backup is not Micah Parsons. So I wonder who's going to play chicken and win, Micah Parsons or Jerry Jones. We don't know. The new head coach is a Schottenheimer, but he's the no Schottenheimer, if that makes any sense. But he doesn't have any head coach experience. So he's the head coach of the Cowboys, so he probably has no say in this. Except I want Micah Parsons so I can be successful. Because if you get fired, you get fired. But if you don't have enough players to win, of course you're going to get fired. And they're not going to care about your credentials. Rodney Sauce in here. So my brother. So does Micah Parsons get his money? I don't think he gets $200 million. If Myles Garrett got $160, I could see Micah Parsons getting $175. But $200 million is crazy work. We're not there yet. Soon. Very soon. My Eagles got another corner. That just tells me that the youngsters they have in the building are not getting it done. Which is unfortunate, because I know how that is too. You're working super hard and you know the position is up for grabs. And you're running with the ones, you're running with the twos, you're running with the threes, not sure who's going to be there at the end of the camp. For me, when I played with the New Orleans Saints, I didn't know if I was going to play free safety or corner. I was playing both. And we kept production chart. I was doing well. I wasn't making any big plays, but I was not making any mistakes either. And we got closer and closer to camp, and you look outside. We were in the weight room one day, and Ashley Ambrose is out there getting worked out from the Baltimore Colts. What was it, the Indianapolis Colts back then, or the Baltimore Colts? Regardless, All-Pro. Former All-Pro Ashley Ambrose. And we all looked at each other and said, somebody about to get cut. That's what's about to happen. The Eagles got Jacarian Bennett, and gave up Thomas Booker, one of our stout D tackles. So thank you for your service, Dr. Booker. And you wonder, why would we get a third-year player from the Raiders when we have Kelly Ringo, Eli Ricks, and Cooper DeJean. Coach Sirianni says it's for depth. I would like to think he's coming in there to play that nickel. When the nickel comes on the field, he goes to the outside like we had Richardson last year. We need one more experienced guy. And he brings a different last 2 seasons to the plate. He was drafted just before Kelly Ringo. He's going into his 3rd year. Quarterbacks only had a 52% passing rating against Bennett. And he's only allowed 4.4 yards per attempt per catch on him. And I don't think he got beat for a touchdown last year. So he's good in coverage. They say he can't tackle. But if he plays in this defense, he's going to have to tackle. So, welcome to Philly, Mr. Bennett. Now you are on the clock. Rodney Saw said, why does it only seem like Jones stalls to pay black players? Never saw him pull this with Aikman, Romo, Novacek, Wittenberg, even the injured linebacker from a few years ago. But each black player has gone through this. Irvin, Emmett, Dak, etc. I think we know why. What he said in the press conference was he might get hurt. And it's just code for, I don't want to pay him. Football is a 100% chance you're going to get hurt. The severity of your injury is the only thing we don't know. If the man's taking care of his body, he's in top shape. That's why they have conditioning tests. It's not like he got fat, like you're not in shape. If your guy who you drafted becomes an all-pro and you want to have players who become free agents come play for you, you might want to treat your players a little bit better, because you don't see a lot of people flocking and trying to be a Cowboy because they know when it's time to get your money, Jerry don't want to pay you. Could it be? Or is it just a coincidence? Or is it par for the course for most owners who feel the same way that Jerry Jones feels, that Mr. What's the name from the Browns? The owner from the Browns said he's not going to pay. No, the Cincinnati Bengals. My apologies. The Bengals owner said they're not paying their first round draft pick because he might go to jail. That lets you know exactly where his mind is at. I'm not going to invest in this guy. I don't know him like that. As a Raider fan, I like Bennett. He showed improvement. I think he's ready to turn the corner. And I think in this Fangio defense, cover 3, and you could play the deep ball, I think you'll be all right. The only problem, I guess, like I said, he's going to have to tackle. We can get around it, but he's going to have to tackle. If Jones upgrades the D-line, Parsons wouldn't have to work so hard, putting himself at higher risk. Jones is trying to make money, but I just know that number 11 sells tickets. So I don't know if you want to play that game and that be your reputation, because again, free agency is what the name of the game is. When you don't draft well, you have to get free agents. If I'm a free agent, only reason I'm coming to Dallas is because I don't have state taxes. I'm not coming because I might not get my maximum dollar amount. He barely paid CeeDee Lamb, which was a top 5 receiver and Dak's major target. Made him wait a few games before he got him back. So I'm sure Dak was like, man, I can't be successful if you don't give me my team. Tough. Trey Jones need to go ahead and let his sons do the decision making, because he's messing that team up. Bringing back Ezekiel Elliott like he was going to do something. That was comical, man. Hey, did you see Kung Fu Kenny versus Noah Lyles? The 200 meter this last week.
The one thing that Kenny Bernard cannot do in this race.
So Kung Fu Kenny Bednarik was undefeated going into this 200 meter. But Noah Lyles is Noah Lyles, and Noah Lyles is known to hawk some people down. So Lyles catches him, looks at him, cuts him off, comes on dudes, And Kung Fu Kenny said he had enough. You trying to get at me, get at me. If you got a problem, I expect a call. All right, so the rivalry is set at this point. You don't like me, I don't like you. Which makes for some drama, which makes for some intrigue, makes for highly watched. Oh yeah. Kung Fu King didn't appreciate that. Give him some. Give him a little love tap. Push. Oh yeah. Even Otto Bowden could. He like, hoo hoo hoo, hoo hoo hoo. Y'all know I love competition. Now I want them to stay safe. Don't push a cat running full speed. But I'm gonna say, hey, all right. They gonna be in Tokyo. It's gonna be cracking. Hey man, if Noah Lyles don't watch out. See, Kung Fu Kenny is a quiet cat. But those are the guys you got to worry about. You out here flamboyant and loud, showboating, and you start trying to personally clown somebody you think it's not going to retaliate. You know they can't throw hands because they'll both be thrown off the circuit. But at the hotel, outside the stadium, at the bus, outside the four walls of a stadium and the cameras, it could go down. As we saw it go down at the airport. Sha'Carri Richardson was arrested. It's not that big of a deal. It just happened, and where it happened, they have to arrest you because it's on camera. But Sha'Carri Richardson, who is now in a relationship with Christian Coleman, a fellow track athlete, world-class track athlete, and if you read the story, it wasn't that big of a deal, except the location and the context makes it sound pretty bad. The security footage shows they were arguing, and Sha'Carri was arrested on domestic violence. According to the report, they were traveling from a track meet when the pair got into a verbal altercation at the Seattle airport. So I think you can treat Seattle airport like Torrance, California. You don't want to mess around. The police report said things escalated quickly when Richardson allegedly pushed Coleman so hard that he fell into a column. Now that is tender love. Christian Coleman, you got to be a lot stronger, my brother. You can't get pushed into the column by your little 110-pound girlfriend, Sha'Carri Richardson. I know she's a spark plug. I know she's rowdy. But you got to brace yourself, man. Open up your feet and have a firm base. You can't be tossed around like that. The Seattle police report said after reviewing the security footage, she was seen bumping him several times. And Christian Coleman tried to remove himself from the situation, and she threw her headphones at him. Christian Coleman didn't press charges. He didn't want her to get arrested, but they said they had to do what they had to do. So she was booked at the South Correctional Entity in Washington on Sunday, on the 27th, and she was released the following day. USA Track and Field told USA Today it was aware of the incident, but they declined to comment. They're going to check it out. Sha'Carri Richardson is the most popular women's athlete in the world when it comes to track and field right now. So they know who their moneymaker is. They know this is unfortunate. This goes away. He's not pressing charges. He just happened to be in the airport on camera. She threw her headphones at him. Big deal. She pushed him a little bit. Okay. But it is what it is. Of course, and Sha'Carri coming off the problems she had in the first Olympics where she was banned. So her name once again takes a black eye, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. But the police did and the media did. So we're going to get that report in that fashion. So hopefully it goes away. Hopefully she gets back on the circuit, no problem. As she should. And I found my water bottle. Sorry, Joy and Jordan, I found it. My ASMR bottle that makes all the noise. You can hear it on my lives. So what? We're getting through the show, man. My 2 cents coming up. Show's brought to us by Impact Cell, Fountain of Youth, man, producing oxygenation and equilibrium to the cell. Fulvic acid makes your joints feel good, make your lower back and knees feel good. Impact Cell. Go to impactcells.com. Use the promo code LIVE25 to get 15% off your purchase. Man, I saw a video. It's not necessarily sports, but it is because it's dancing. And dancing is sport. And Watts in 1983.
16, I'm from the Mysterious Dance Company.
The Mysterious Dance Company out of Watts in 1983. I think Rodney Sauce would be familiar with these guys. These old dudes look like they're 25. They're 16 years old. So they ticking, the wave, tutting. If you from California and you went to the boys club, the YMCA, the after school program at the park, at Admiral Kidd Park, or Silverado Park, and Vets Park, and Kings Park, we used to break dance versus different parks. And we would have dudes popping, break dancing. We had the time bandits in Long Beach for OG Pierre and his boys. They would be popping out there, and it was a good time. This is before the gangs got really bad. So where you just had dance battles from neighborhood to neighborhood. You had your Jerry curls, you had your fit. These brothers wearing bow ties and suspenders and gold chains. Hey, my man Curl turned into an afro with a brim. Brothers look old. These brothers is 15, 16 years old. How you hit that wave? Yeah, buddy. Hey, good looking young brothers, man. Jerry curls tight, face clear, shirt buttoned up to the top with a bow tie on, and said they used their spare time to practice their moves, man. It was a simpler time. And then somebody dropped off drugs in the neighborhood and guns in the neighborhood, and these same guys became part of different gangs and different sets. In 83, I was 9 years old. Just happy to be outside. Happy to see some of the bigger guys pop locking against each other at the park. Man, it was a good day, man. And those are the good days, the good old days. Hey, there's always somebody better than you. I'm telling you, man, our childhood was better than y'all childhood. If you ain't have competition over the bridge, we play football, pop locking and breaking against different parks. The good old days, man. Rodney Sauce said that's how we settled disputes. Dance battle. And even if there was a fight, it was a fair one. 1-on-1, 2-on-2, 3-on-3. Scuffle, wipe your blood off, and go back to your neighborhood. So prevalent. I saw some young football players in court wearing the county orange jumpsuits because they got into a scuffle and they killed somebody. Football career over. Freedom most likely over. So we might not appeal to you guys because we're old heads and we're OGs and we're unks. But at least we live to fight another day. Take that advice before you go to the function with your gun. If a function needs a gun, you shouldn't go. How about that? I was able to teach Sunday. It was my turn to preach 3CLA. Simple plug. I'm actually teaching again this Sunday, so I'm inviting you to church right now. And I'm talking about conviction. And that just means a firm, belief. It means other things in the natural, but in the spiritual, it means I'm locked in, 10 toes down, believing that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm not going to do things I know I shouldn't do. I'm convicted in that way. I should not be out here carrying a gun, going to a party, because if anything happens, I'm a coward, and I'm gonna end up pulling out that gun instead of fighting. But again, you should not be going to in any activity where you need to carry heat, because guess what the outcome is? Your life changes drastically if anything pops off. So that's my soapbox for today. Have you guys seen Banana Ball? And if you've seen the Harlem Globetrotters, you were thoroughly entertained, knowing it really wasn't a basketball game. It was more of a entertainment / like wrestling. It was scripted, but at the same time, it was still talent. Guys had to make shots. Well, I just watched over the weekend some Banana Ball. Banana Ball is hitting the country like a firestorm, similar to the Big Three, in that it's another outlet. Banana Ball, I have a clip of them actually playing some Banana Ball. Let's see. Where'd it go? I thought I did. Well, Banana Ball is like And1 mixtape meets Harlem Globetrotters meet the baseball diamond. Let's see if I can find it. Banana Ball JPEG. I need Banana Ball MP4. Here we go. So they have dance routines. They have trick catches. The ump's in on it. The offense is in on it. I didn't know what I was watching at first. And watch this. Watch this. A backflip catch. And I'm like, wow. Why not? Banana Ball. So I'm thinking, well, who's playing? Just like the NBA players that played in the Globetrotters. Devin George played for the Globetrotters, who played for the Lakers. The guys who play in the Big Three are former professional players. The guys who play for the Globetrotters usually were just playground legends, or guys who played in college didn't make the NBA but have mad skills, entertainment skills, and one mixtape type skills. Well, Banana Ball is a baseball version of that. All these guys are very talented. It was fun to watch. It was fast-paced. They have a few rule changes that aren't like Major League Baseball. I think if the audience catches the ball, it can be deemed an out. If there's a certain part of the game, it's interactive. They have a good time. It's fan-friendly. And the guys, rolling the sleeves up, jerseys unbuttoned, and hats backwards, gold chains and feathers and all kind of stuff. It's like wrestling. Globetrotters, mixtape, but they're playing baseball. We'll see how long it lasts. I think it's a fun alternative to slow, boring baseball, because there are so many games in the baseball season. But I'm not sure how much the guys are making. I'm going to continue to research that, but we'll see if it hangs around, if it lasts. I have this segment called Kids Are Not Like Us. This kid got his head stuck in these bars. And
going up, down, and through.
I don't know about y'all, but when we were little and you did something like this, not only was it silly, but we were more afraid of embarrassing our mom or aunt, whoever was watching us. If you got your head stuck, you better suck in them lungs and climb out of there. So this little boy couldn't get his body through. These kids different than us, man. If I would have got stuck I would have found a way to squeeze my body through. I can't count the number of times I squeezed through a window because my head can fit through, my body can fit through. Say hey. All right, we're back. So the stream got cut off, and now we're back in the mix. Usually when a basketball player wants to play baseball, it's awkward because they're too long. Well, as much flack as we give Karl Anthony Towns, as they clowned him at the ESPYs when he said Karl Anthony Towns is here. Hey girl, we know he has a sugar foot, and we don't know if he's trolling us or if that's how he really is. But regardless, the man can play some baseball because he said baseball was his first love. So we put him to the test, and he is stroking that thing, man. He is hitting it, and he's swinging natural. It doesn't look like a 7-footer hitting the baseball. He looks like he can play. So I was thoroughly impressed. And then let's see him in the field. Can he field? He doesn't look that bad. You imagine a 7-footer getting down, fielding the baseball, turning a double play from behind the back, and he can pitch a little bit. So I was like, okay, we're going to give Cat a break this time. No funny style. Looks very natural. Hey. I was very impressed. Well, that wasn't his pitch, but you can do wonders with editing. You can do whatever you want to do with editing. So shout out to Cat. Not bad at all. All right, so let's go. It's been a while. Let's go Tender Love. So, talked about Coach Prime last week as he's battling cancer. For now, he's beat it. They removed his bladder that was full of cancer. So now he doesn't have a bladder. Antonio Brown, man. It's time for somebody to do something to him. I don't know what. I don't want nothing bad to happen to him, but he needs to be checked. Because this man tweeted something that is beyond crass. So Deion Sanders is dating, I believe her name is Karrueche. And she's, 20 years younger than him, but she's, considered a baddie. AB says, Karrueche, baby, this man don't have a bladder or toes. What are you doing? Karrueche was by Deion Sanders' side in the hospital as he underwent surgery to have his bladder removed. This guy right here, man, he's so out of pocket. Does he have a thing for Karrueche? I don't know. But my man, have some sympathy and empathy and some class. I wouldn't be surprised if Shiloh takes off on him when he sees him in person. Because we know Shiloh used to fight. He was a full-on Golden Glove boxer. And he likes to fight. But somebody else in Deion's camp might not have anything to lose. And when they see AB on site, gotta be some get back, man. And we can't keep blaming this on CTE. Everybody can't blame their erratic behavior on CTE. Dude got hit by Vontaze Burfict and then he gets to act a fool the rest of his life. He looked just fine when he's on stage rapping. He looks just fine when he's not acting a fool. Maybe he needs medication. Right, so I said Brown needs help. He talks like a drug addict. Well, he should have never left the Pittsburgh Steelers because they were protecting him from the world so we can find out what kind of cat he really was. But sometimes dudes just need to get popped in the mouth. I think AB just need to get popped in the mouth. All that crazy acting goes away when somebody pops you in the mouth. And I don't condone violence. I'm just saying figuratively. Somebody need to check him, because this activity right here, you don't mess with women and children and a person that's sick. There has to be some type of code, man. Where's our code? The Sanders family is going through it. Thoughts on them throwing Shador in the starter with no reps. I talked about it at the top of the show. It could be a good thing, but it also could be sabotage. I've been in that situation where you didn't know you were starting until the game. You ain't had no number one reps. It can get real ugly for you real bad. But if they keep it simple and don't try to do nothing fancy, they do some of the same plays he's been running. With 3 days preparation, he should be fine. He throws a nice catchable ball. O-line's playing for their jobs too, so they shouldn't be out there tanking. And now if they are, it'll be very obvious. This is the same offense where Jameis Winston threw for 500 yards almost every week, until people started watching film on him, and then he was exposed for the bad decision maker that he is. One thing that Shador is not is a bad decision maker. He makes good decisions. He protects the football. He gets the football out when he needs to. So knowing that there's a possibility that these guys may not block for him, he'll be on the same mental as he was in Colorado. He's used to playing with a line that's not blocking. So if he feels the sabotage is on, he's not a complainer, he's going to do just fine. Rasa says, seemed like sabotage to me. We're going to see. Like I said, it still could be good. If he still does well, if he gets the ball out on time. Now, if guys are dropping the ball, the run game's not working, we know what time it is. But I just want to see him. I'm pretty sure everybody's going to be excited to watch him. The fix is in. I pray it's not. All right. Layla Ali and Clarissa Shields are still going back at it, back and forth.
Call me about this. Stand on that, take this $15 million, and come get your ass whooped. And we are still waiting to hear a response.
So
first of all, she could never beat me.
Let's not talk about it, let's be about it.
yeah, I don't know. You don't get a lot of juice from beating up people that are past their prime. There's a reason why older guys don't fight the new champ. Like I don't know. And Layla can't really believe that she's what she used to be. Even in her prime, it will be a good fight. But at this point, I don't know, man. Last week I said I want to see it. And I'm now back to reality. Do I want to see that? If I could see Layla sparring a little bit now, and we'll take a look. I don't want to see her hitting mitts. I don't want to see her hitting a stationary bag that does not hit back. I want to see her have a tune-up fight or something. And then maybe. I said... Ocho Cinco sat on the couch for
Younger, I
Shannon
wanted
Sharp.
athletic children.
Right.
So therefore, I dated those who had an athletic background.
Right. So you were
So is Chad Ocho Cinco, I think now back to Chad Johnson. Is Chad preaching, saying, I want athletic kids, so I dated athletic women?
a lot of people go for aesthetics.
Oh,
Chad Johnson says,
listen.
I want, if I have
Listen,
boys or girls, I
I
want them to be able to play basketball, football, if they play track, I'll play softball, whatever it is. I want little athletes.
listen, I need to see.
Right.
I don't want no model.
Right.
I don't care how fine you are. Can you run the 40? How is your lateral movement? Can you jump? Younger?
Hey, it's funny, but it's not funny. Amon-Ra, St. Brown's daddy, John Brown, said, I married your mother because she was an athlete. LeVar Ball married Lonzo Ball and Jello Ball and Melo Ball's mama because she was an athlete. I married my wife. She was athletic, she was competitive, and she was gorgeous. And I looked at her mom. She was beautiful. She was in shape. She was a competitor. She liked to do things right. She had a relationship with her dad. So all those boxes need to be checked. So what Chad Johnson is saying, I want my kids to have an upper hand in life. They ain't got to go pro. I keep saying this. You ain't got to go pro. But you have to be able to do things so that you can enjoy yourself. So you can learn the life lessons. I don't think Chad was that far off. I think he was on point. Now, he might have gone too far saying, let's go and see about your lateral movement at Dave & Buster's. That's crazy work. But if you take her to Dave & Buster's and she does the basketball shot or ice hockey, she's able to, air hockey, she's able to move side to side. You might have something. Roddy Saw said they and the Giants had the worst management in the league. It's bad, man. The Cowboys right up there with them. If they lose Micah Parsons, put the Cowboys in that same bracket, man. All right, Unc Season Literally. 60-year-old playing 37U. We have to. When I saw my man on the sideline, man, I was terrified. Okay, this is not going to go well. I can't even imagine getting out there. He got in the game. Cleats ain't tied up. Playing nose tackle. The youngsters can't believe it, but Unc said, I'm going to get out there. Nah, they let him play. They had to put some pants on. He couldn't play with the shorts on. Got in the backfield, got manhandled, but get back up. Get in on that tackle. There you go, man. Hey. Unc Season, baby. Yeah, good job, man. You got him an assist tackle. Father Time did not destroy his dream of getting back out there one more again. Shout out to the Uncs. All right, I got 1 minute left. I got one more Unc Season. Unc is a little broken up. Got a broken arm. My uncle, I won't be doing too much this weekend because of my injury. He has a broken arm. But they play this jam. The show must go on. It's the Cowboy Boogie, and he got his boots on. He got his white on. He got on his white cap, cowboy hat, and it ain't gonna stop him. Hey, man, you gotta love it. You gotta love it. That's my show, man. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me for this hour. Ross says, still getting Shannon Sharp repeating in your stream. Can't hear you at all. Oh, okay. Where is that? I think I turned it off. And the Browns Panthers. See that? Shador effect? Already in effect, man. All right, man. Y'all be easy. Show brought to us by All In CDL Training, the future of commercial driving. I got my test this Friday. I got some work to do, but I'm game. I figured out what I was doing wrong. Shout out to my man Tim Hood for helping me out. Getting over the hump. Got a couple more days to prepare. I'm going to give y'all an update on how I went. And come Tuesday, back to school, man. Lord have mercy. Impact Sale, Old Man Gang, Burgers and More. Had another cheesesteak yesterday. Hitting again. Go see them guys on 7th Street, across the street from Wilson. OMG Burgers and More. I can't tell you how good it is. They have not missed, not near one time. Shout out to my man Billy, his wife, his children who worked the window. Great hospitality, great vibe. Go check them out. All right, man, that's my time. I'll let y'all next time. May Yeshua continue to bless you richly. And I wouldn't mind seeing you at church if you can come through. 3CLA Ministries on 3960 East Gilman Street in Long Beach. 11 o'clock service. It'll be my second week in a row. Love to see you there. All right, y'all. Be easy. Be blessed. I'm out.